bertemu kembali. Outsourcing Malaysia (OM) baru-baru ini mengumumkan pertumbuhan hasil terbarunya untuk industri penyumberan luar negara dengan satu peningkatan 27% kepada 1.59 bilion ringgit dalam hanya setahun. Pencapaian ini agak penting untuk industri penyumberan luar Malaysia walaupun pecahan dianggap agak kecil seperti berbanding negara-negara serantau yang lain. Dan berbicara dengan lebih lanjut mengenainya bersama kita di studio ialah pengerusi Outsourcing Malaysia, Mr. David Wong. Thank you very much for your time today. So we are talking about the figure, 27% is a huge number for the OM growth. So what contributed to the percent growth of the industry for 2013?
Yeah, we are pleased with the growth, although we had targeted only 15% initially. And I think the government and the industry play a very important role and through many different programs that we have laid out for the year. For example, we have programs that takes on trade missions and participation in overseas conferences and seminars, the branding of Malaysia as a hub. We also have programs that develops the talent, to be able to be attractive to companies that want to outsource to Malaysia, as well as the rankings and the positive reports being put out by a lot of analysts. That helps a lot. In putting our exposure out into globally.
It is more than 12% from your targeted expected growth, and perhaps you have listed numbers of factors, probably what contribute most.
Yeah, I think as many knows, outsourcing and as shared services has been identified as a strategic sector under NKEA. So we constantly work very closely with the government to implement a lot of those programs that I just mentioned. And now a lot of those programs are beginning to bear fruits. The agencies that we work with, for example, MDAC, we are together with MDAC, we lead in a lot of these programs. Talent Corp in terms of talent development, as well as some of the other agencies like MIDA and so forth. So a lot of these programs has started even 3-4 years back, and now it's beginning to gain momentum. And also with many of the demand now coming from the region due to the opening of the border, such as AFTA and FTA that Malaysia has, with many countries. So that is beginning to attract a lot more demand for our players. So although generally we expect a 12% growth, but the export side has increased by 27%. So that's the real positive cue for us.
And then apart from the MDAC and everything, so I think what kind of help that they can expect from the government?
Yeah, we hope that we still can work hand in glove with the government, especially on the talent side. The talent development will still require a fair bit of work. A lot of effort right now has been planted and started from college and university level. We are beginning to move into universities and colleges and to bring up awareness about shared services and outsourcing as a career. And it's getting a lot of traction. So that's one area I think the government has kind of paid a lot of attention to, and we are happy with that. And the other part is the government themselves being the demand generator, because government spending as far as whole ICT is concerned is almost 30% of the total revenue. So if the government can begin to start to outsource some of the non-core and be able to focus on their core operations, I think that will really help the local players like us.
All right. Out of this 1.59 billion in overseas revenue, only 25% is generated by the local outsourcing players. Probably you can share with us why is it important for local players to value up or move up the value chain? Yeah,
we always tell our players that the market is really out there. The Malaysia's market is limited, and the demand from the region is really picking up. As you know, a lot of the costs surrounding our neighboring countries, for example, has been rising as well. Just take Iskandar, for example. It is becoming a very attractive area for our neighboring countries like Singapore to outsource to. And that's beginning to happen quite a fair bit as well. So it's important that we continue to step up this effort to bring in this, to focus on this region. And Malaysia also is an attractive gateway, for the ASEAN market especially, because we have this multilingual, multicultural capability, and in terms of infrastructure, in terms of the conduciveness of doing business, we are among the best, as reported by World Bank and many other reports. So I think we are really up there, to bring all this business into Malaysia. Yeah.
Can you share with us, Mr. David, what are the key challenges and obstacles that the SMEs are facing in regards to moving up the value chain?
Yeah, that's the issue, some of the issues that our industry is facing, because although we have 300 world players, but they are generally small to medium size. Even our largest player employs probably up to 5,000 workers. Now, 5,000 workers in comparison to some of the other companies who are operating in places like India and Philippines, we are small, So because of that, we got to move up the value chain in the sense that we offer solutions or differentiate ourselves via specialization, right? Or via areas that others are not able to compete so effectively. So, for example, there are a few areas that we can kind of specialize in. The Islamic banking is something that we have a lot of domain knowledge. We can specialize in that. Logistics, healthcare, banking, finance, which is, if you look at Cyberjaya, there are a lot of large multinational financial institutions that have set up their hubs here. Yeah. So a lot of our workers has gained a lot of experience from that. So for this SME, if they are able to kind of move up the value chain by doing some of those things that I just mentioned, and I think one thing that I don't want to miss out is really about the ability to automate, right? Because there's so much technology out there today, and by deploying the right technology and innovating the right process, we would be able to definitely compete, much more effectively compared to just providing the companies that provide the hands and the legs.
All right. Last but not least, probably what are the options available for the local players, in order to move up the value chain?
Yeah, one of the options, of course, is to scale. Right? They can scale by doing mergers and forming consortiums and to be able to compete overseas, right? Just to be able to take on a job from a global company, for example, if you are not even a 100 million company, or you don't have even more than 4 or 5 locations in the world, you're not even been invited, to tender. Yeah. So companies like us, we can combine strength by coming together, or move up or innovate more solutions that I just mentioned earlier, and find ways to automate, to be able to lower costs. I think these are some of those ways that we will be able to compete with the rest.
Thank you very much, Mr. David Wong. Itu dia tadi Mr. David Wong, pengerusi Outsourcing Malaysia, bercakap mengenai industri penyumberan Malaysia yang mencatatkan peningkatan 27% kepada 1.59 bilion ringgit dalam masa setahun. Bisnes awal ini berhenti rehat seketika.